Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for Better Call Saul Season 2, Episode 3. So, really quick guys, I just want to say happy holidays to all of you. Now, as per usual with a lot of my videos, not a lot of them in this case, but some of them I do early, some of them I do as Patreon shows, which means I watch the whole thing on my Patreon first. This is the case where by the time this is releasing to YouTube, I have already finished it, so I have no idea when this will be releasing to YouTube, so either way, it's probably not around the holidays by the time you're seeing this, but I still want to say it because it is actually Christmas Day for me right now, recording this at night after the day is over and everything, so hopefully you guys had happy holidays and all of that good stuff. But in the world of Better Call Saul, last episode, we had a really cool moment with Howard, which kind of erased a lot of my doubts I had about him, because I still had some doubts, even though we found out that Chuck was the main, antagonist in that case, telling Howard to do what he did. I still wondered, like, what Howard thought of Jimmy and everything. Did he agree with what Chuck was doing and stuff like that? But no, so Howard, he said he didn't stand in the way. He told the truth, and David and Maine had their doubts and everything, but they decided, or Davis, either way, they had their doubts, but they took him on and giving him a shot and everything. So, but yeah, we also had the squat cobbler in that whole situation where Jimmy decided to help out Mike with that situation and ended up telling Kim about it, and she wasn't very happy. And I mean, she basically said, if you're gonna keep doing this, just don't tell me about it, rather than being like, no, you can't do this anymore. Which I kind of respect that, even though I'm kind of on her side, because he has a good job. Like, why ruin it? Like, it's a very valid thought that she's going with, but she realized she started to push a little bit, and she realized it was probably a bad idea to keep pushing, especially because they're not really in like any kind of official relationship and stuff like that. So it makes sense that she'd kind of, say what she thought as a friend, but then kind of let it go and be like, well, I just don't want to know about it, kind of thing. So either way, guys, I'm excited to see the next episode and what we get up to. So let's get started, shall we? All right, we're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. All right. I don't know why this table is so off balance that I rest my arms on right now. It's insanely off balance. Well, it's just gonna have to be how it is. You may hear some noises. Him in his white suit. With some more of the old peeps. Sorry, I'm gonna clean my glasses a little bit. I will admit, this time I saw they were dirty before I started recording, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do it yet. Popping the hood. Oh. Is this a way for him to talk to his clients? Nice. Because they're trying to keep him from his clients, right? Lucky me. a good way to publicly say this in front of all of them. Yep. And this is exactly what he wanted. Amos. Making it not seem super bad, but spinning a story is what he does. Hmm. Nice. Getting them all to sign on. Jimmy is so good. I love it so much. It's just so great. Oh, man. That was awesome. I just. Watching him work is. I mean, I know I spoke a little bit, but I was almost speechless watching it because it's just such a marvel to watch him do what he does. I love it. Chuck sitting in, that's right. Come on, Jimmy, don't let it bug you. Keep doing what you do. Please. Jimmy? Oh, come on, man. $200, over 200. I wonder if. I mean, he knew her name, but I wonder if they actually sent that yellow thing to her where she's like, oh yeah, yellow thing, you know? And he's like, canary yellow, yes. If he just bullshitted that, or. Oh boy. Come on, Chuck. But. Oh, Chuck. Yeah, not, hmm. Uh, I feel like this could come and bite him in the ass. Yeah, unfortunately, that sucks that he had to spin a story there. But as good as he was on the bus, he was brilliant here as well. Oh, she's not gonna do the footsie this time, is she? Yep. She knows that he's bullshitting. Poor Brian. Only reason I know his name is Brian. They might have said it, but I wasn't paying attention. But it said it in the subtitles when he started talking. Alright. Not happy. Oh, Aaron. So nice. I did on the bus. Hmm. Sure. Hmm. I get her point. I mean, I know it's law stuff and everything, but I feel like what Jimmy did, like, if anything, sure, he did it in like a, oh, I'm talking to this lady, you guys just happened to be here and heard me. Like, if that's considered solicitation, I still feel like raising awareness to these residents that this thing is happening to them shouldn't be something that is bad and would be considered solicitation, right? I don't know. But the law is bullshit sometimes. We'll talk more about that in the discussion. His extra money. That's what he was doing it for. Mac and cheese. Mike's gonna look into this. So I will sleep in my car. He's staying. If he's not staying in here, he's staying in his car, right? Time for Mike to clean up the neighborhood. Damn. Yeah. How would you prove that? Hmm. Alright. A non-solicitation way of doing things. I hope it works. I hope it does. Did they record one? Or is this their previous one? Hmm. this is the previous one, Jimmy's like, I could do way better than this. You need a face. Oh my god. I've seen old commercials like that. I remember that shit. And they might even still be like that, some of them, but... yeah. Are these the same people that recorded the last time? I'm pretty sure it is the same people. When he did the billboard. These guys. My heat's running right now. This guy. Nice. He's out there. Ooh. Oh. He just... listen to the radio. Okay. It'd get pretty boring. Only one ear so he can, you know, hear possible gunshots. He's got a sandwich. What is that? What's he got? Is that cheese or is that mustard? I think that's mustard. I'm not a big mustard guy. Pop, pop. I need to mess with my headphone cable. I moved my computer a bit, which pulled the headphone cable tighter. Were those gunshots? Oh, is it the car? Or newspapers? Is that what she heard, or were there actual shots? Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Was he up all night? Ugh, I guess sit in your car all night and then sitting here all night or all day. What happened? He was here, wasn't he? Was it like right after they left? Or no? Oh, jeez. Hmm. He probably can't say that he sat here all night. So what's going on? Hmm. Is it possible she did it herself as like a cry for help in a way? I don't know. Huh. She didn't argue with that one. Huh. Big bolt balls. Is it a law? Oh. Look at that TV, man. Oh, those things were so heavy. Especially big ones like that. Fuck. Please be good. I mean, it's Jimmy. Hmm. She likes it. Oh, that's the ABA they mentioned before. I wasn't sure what ABA was. I haven't showed them yet. Hmm. I mean, he said he'd consider it. Has he seen the commercial yet? Who stole my nest egg? I'm worried he hasn't shown it yet because he's worried about the reply he'll get. That's why he keeps looking at it, looking at the door. Yeah. Ugh. Damn my headphone cable! Stop it! I moved my table back a little bit. I think I gotta move it closer again because I barely have room. Friggin' VHS. Why let Kim think that it's all good? Ugh, I know that game. Is he not asking? Uh, hmm. Gotta be willing to hurt people if you want the big bucks. Hmm. Not much, but I guess if it's just like one night or one day or whatever it is, $200. It's not terrible. Especially got to remember that this is earlier. I'm worried. He did get the full. Did he not show? I feel like he didn't show Cliff it. Okay, cool. He's nervous. It's not gonna work. It's funny how confident he is when he's doing his, things that are considered solicitation and whatnot, but he's so nervous when it comes to trying to do things the right way, Because what if he fails? I know that game when you're just trying to do something very important, just waiting for that. Come on, there's got to be some. 7,700. Lines are filling up. All right. Nice. Uh, nice. Oh, I'm so happy for him. That's great. I was feeling tension when he was like waiting for it. I hope like Cliff wasn't like not approving this or something like that. I'm a little worried with him like almost going to Cliff's office and then not like that he didn't show Cliff before. The where and the when. Hmm. Oh shit. Nacho? Or No. Uh, I am worried. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me. Uh... Damn. Oh, Jimmy, why you gotta... Uh... Oh, man. No. Come on, man. I just realized how close we are to the end of the episode. And I they're gonna cliffhanger me on the results of his commercial, kind of like how his commercial ran at a cliffhanger. I want to know how that goes. I don't want to wait. Mike, I'm worried. What is this? If he was told who the guy was, and he came here, must not be too scary. Mike's a careful guy. Oh, okay. Nacho. Hmm. Well, next level pay. Oh, you do this to me, show? You make me wait! God damn it. That's it for episode 3, guys. Oh, man. Like... Jimmy, why? I mean... Do I get it? I'm trying to think about whether I get it or not. I don't want to say I get it if I don't. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where he made sure that he did this commercial in a way that was in accordance with the ABA, and like he put his heart into it and everything. Like, I understand he doesn't want failure and he just wanted the ad to go through, so he ran it without showing it to the boss first, Cliff, and everything. But like, I don't know. At the same time, if you're in the mode of doing everything right, why would you not do part of it right? You know, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me, guys. But yeah, like, I don't know why Jimmy didn't just just show it to Cliff first. I mean, obviously, you could see it in his body language, the way he was looking at looking at the commercial and with the VHS and looking back, and just he kept eyeing it, and then he walked almost there, almost walked in, stopped, almost walked in again, stopped. Like, he was definitely nervous about the results and everything, and I get that, and I get like the anxiety that comes with that and everything. And that's one thing that I've tried to work on in my life is I suffer. I mean, I think everybody does, right? But different people have different levels of anxiety. Basically, anytime I do anything new, I get anxiety, right? Like, if it's not something that I do regularly on a day-to-day basis, I have anxiety doing it. Hell, today I helped my dad bring his vehicle down to down to his mechanic, and I didn't know where that was, so I drove somewhere where I don't normally drive today, and that gave me anxiety. So just little things like that even give me anxiety. So I understand like his anxiety and like the hesitation. I don't know exactly what he was thinking, if it was just like a fear of failure kind of thing, or if there was more to it. Like, he put so much work in this commercial, he wanted to make sure that it was run, so he went behind the boss's back and did it. But man, Cliff was far more angry than I thought he would be. And, they even mentioned earlier in the episode about how long they worked on like the background and everything. So, they're probably very worried about their image, and they want everything to be perfect and everything. Maybe that's also what led to Jimmy's fear, is that they'd be very critical and want things changed and want things done differently, and maybe it wouldn't be so easy. He had to pay those guys $100 to do that each. Like, what if he what's it called? Like, what if they wanted like a minor thing changed? Like, oh, something in the background we want different or whatever. Then he'd have to try to get them back, and he'd probably have to pay them again for another shooting kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing like that, but he knows how picky they were, talking about how they wanted it to look like a nebula, but not too much like a nebula and stuff like that. Like, and all the partners were like very particular and everything. He was probably just worried about all that. But man, it's just a bummer that he couldn't do it right all the way. And I mean, unfortunately, stuff like this might be Jimmy's downfall. Like, essentially the way he talked around it is he knows what he did was partially solicitation. Now, on that note, I don't really think that what he did was all that wrong, right? He rose awareness to people who don't know that they're being ripped off, and he just raised awareness. But I guess that's what the mail-in that they sent in was supposed to do. But either he was saying he should be getting like a 12 to 15% return on those, and they were getting like ones and twos and zeros, So he was thinking like the staff are throwing them out, and it's like, what can you do about that? But so like he went there in person. I mean, obviously he didn't know about the zeros and stuff like that, but he did do the bus thing and everything, which he paid the driver to fake a breakdown. Like, I understand that a lot of those things aren't super great, and if what Jimmy was doing was in any way malicious to them, to the older people, I definitely wouldn't be on board, and that'd be like a big problem, right? Because I think they mentioned it here, where like, especially when it comes to older people, because unfortunately, it's the truth that a lot of older people are more susceptible to scams and stuff like that, because they're not as familiar with like newer technologies and really understand it all and everything. That's what's going on these days too. Hell, back then it wasn't even that bad. Now it's so much worse with with the internet, and now there's phone calls and text messages. Like, I remember when I was younger, I never got a text message trying to scam me. Maybe my number just wasn't out there enough, and it was there, but I don't really remember it all that much. I don't remember my parents talking about it or anything like that either when I was younger and everything. But now these days, like every day, I get a text message of something trying to scam me, and older people don't know how to tell what's real or fake, or all the emails being like, hey, your Amazon password has been, taken, sign in here, and sends them a link. They don't realize that it's fake because they do such a good job faking it these days, and stuff like that. I help my mom with I don't know if I talked about this. I might have talked about this in this show, or it was another one, but my mom goes to a knitting group every week, and they often enough, my mom calls me because it's like a group of older ladies that she goes with, and they all have these emails that they're getting that are saying, oh, this account is compromised, or like you made this purchase when they didn't, and stuff like that, and I have to like help them out and try to tell them like what is real and what is fake, and all that. So, but man, on the note of that solicitation, I was like in the middle of a rant, and then I talked about like that happening. I mean, I guess like my point is, the fact of the matter is like, it's solicitation, but it's for the benefit of these people being screwed over by a big company, like especially if the big company is doing whatever they can to make sure, like, because Jimmy made on the bus made it sound like it was an accident what Sandpiper was doing. And I mean, maybe it is, but it probably isn't. The way they were shredding documents real quick and everything, they know what they're doing is wrong. And they're also taking steps seemingly to stop any advancement of information to the older people, so they don't, jump on board with the, becoming clients and passing over information and stuff like that. So, like, they're actively covering up everything. It's just a matter of what you can prove and what you can't. And, I mean, I guess, unfortunately, it probably would be pretty easy to prove that Jimmy did solicitation here, because I'm sure one of those people on the bus would be like, oh yeah, he came to us when we were on the bus and talked to, whatever her name was. I can't remember what it was, but, and we overheard kind of thing, and that would probably be enough to be like, you went and talked to them on the bus, like, that's not where you normally have like a client meeting with and everything, but yeah, it stinks, because yes, they're probably right, it probably is solicitation, it's probably against the law, but like, we gotta raise awareness to these old people who are being scammed, it's so shitty. And like, it also stinks because I was so into what Jimmy did, like getting on the bus, convincing, talking to the client, and then having the other people around like hear and be like, oh, what happened to her money, and then he just does the performance in front of everyone, and just watching Jimmy work was just so awesome and so much fun to watch and everything. But then it cuts to the meeting where they basically say, oh, that thing that you just watched that you love? Well, yeah, you shouldn't have done it, and that was wrong. And, I mean, obviously, Chuck knows Jimmy enough. Like, it's definitely... I want to hate Chuck for what he did here, but at the same time, like... yes, he kind of nitpicked at what Jimmy was doing, because, I think that clears up. Last episode, Chuck was like, I'm just here to observe, or whatever he said. And I wasn't sure whether that was him wanting to see Jimmy in action and see him doing good, so that way he can convince himself that Jimmy deserves to be here, right? I thought maybe it could be a good thing. But then it could be a bad thing. It could have been like the bad thing in that he's there to watch Jimmy and make sure that he's not doing shit. And I think here it proves that it's more of Chuck being here to point out anything that Jimmy might do that's suspicious. And Chuck knows Jimmy so well that he can tell when he's bullshitting, right? And I think Kim knows enough too. Like, with what Jimmy said, it was clear that Jimmy was talking around the idea, like saying like, oh no, like I didn't, I didn't confront them in the mess hall or whatever that he said. Like he talked around what he actually did and everything, and brilliantly said it in a way that didn't raise too much suspicion, except for the people that were really close to him and know what Jimmy sounds like when he bullshits, which is Chuck. And now after Kim has been witness to a couple of Jimmy's scams, she could probably tell that he sounds just like he sounds when he's bullshitting someone with one of his scams, right? So, and that's why she did the, moving the footsies away during the footsie scene and everything. But, oh man, it's such a good episode. I'm so frustrated because I really hope they're baiting and switching us, and that it seems like Cliff is very angry now. But I hope they see the ad and they see it the way Kim saw it and is like, this is really good, right? Like, I really hope that's the case for Jimmy's sake, but, I mean, I do wonder if it's stuff like this that leads Jimmy down the line of Saul Goodman, right? Is if he tries to do things right and it doesn't work out, that may push him closer. And if he keeps trying to kind of do things in kind of like he did in the beginning with the solicitation and everything, Davis and Maine might not be too happy and he might get fired. And if he gets fired, he may just go off the deep end kind of thing. And that might be like the birth of Saul Goodman. I know, like, I've constantly been like, what's gonna trigger it? What's gonna make him go Saul? But yeah. With that out of the way, we had a bunch of Mike stuff as well, with shots being fired, and Mike stayed there and didn't hear any shots, but then there was that little chunk taken out of the house, so, like, I wonder... And he took her out of there, like, seemingly to ease her mind rather than him thinking that there's something actually going on, I feel like, anyway. But I wonder if there is going to be something more to it. Is it possible that he didn't hear something or whatever? Because I'm pretty sure he was there all night, and she said it was around 2 a.m. she heard shots again, and he was there. And I don't think he heard the shots. So I wonder what's going on with that. Is that just her being, like, paranoid because of the things that have happened in her life, or is there something more to it that he just didn't happen to hear? Like, I mean, gunshots echo. I was gonna say, like, could it have been on, like, the other side of her house and, like, he didn't hear it or whatnot? Like, if there are no gunshots, did she take the chunk out of the house to try to, like, make even more convincing evidence? Like, I wonder what's going on there and where it goes, right? I'm looking forward to having more of that, and I wonder what's going to happen with what's going on with Mike and Nacho, right? Like, seems he has a new job that pays a lot, but he has a problem with the guy, and is Mike going to go the route of killing someone? Because it doesn't seem like he wants to do that. Or is he going to go the route of, like, will he take the diplomatic route and try to talk to the guy that's giving Nacho problems? Like, we don't know the extent of what Nacho's problem is yet, but is it possible that he can be like a mediator between the two and solve the problem without having to kill someone, right? And still get that next level pay. We'll have to see. But yeah. The only other thing, which I don't think I really want to look up, but Kim was like, why are there always empty vases in these kind of places? And he said that there's a law about it. I wonder if that's true. Maybe... I'll try to Google it really fast, guys, but that's probably going to be the last thing I do here. And see if I can find anything real fast. Empty vase law. See if anything comes up. Hey, Better Call Saul. Empty faces. Jimmy says it's the law. What does he mean by that? What law does that pertain to? He's making a joke about a possible ridiculous reason corporate apartments are filled with random decorations like empty vases or bowls, or bowl of craft balls. Jimmy jokingly said it's the law as an explanation to the bizarre choice, as if corporate is forced to put them in. He then goes on to say, plus it's a metaphor. Um, doop a doop doo doop doo doo doo. Yeah, so I guess it's not actually a law. It's like, I mean, like he said, it's a metaphor, right? So, like, I was trying to think of an example, but assuming that these comments are right, anyway, but, like, if we assume that the comments are right, I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say here, but I've had times where I'm like, I jokingly say, oh, well, it's the law. Like, that must be how it has to be, because that's the only way it makes sense, kind of thing. I can't think of an example of when I've done it, but I know I've done it before, where I've, like, jokingly said something's a law when it clearly really isn't, so I guess that makes sense. I just wasn't sure with them being lawyers and everything if they knew better than me, and maybe they're really, because there is some crazy laws out there, guys. I remember reading about some. My memory is too shit to remember specifics, but like, I don't know. There's like I think I remember reading about some like law about giraffes not being able to walk into certain kind of buildings or something like that. Like crazy shit, like giraffes walking in certain, like what kind of situation causes that law to be created? But like, I know there's a lot of like interesting ones with like chewing gum being like illegal in certain places and stuff like that, and it's like what? Actually, I was watching I think it was a Blind Wave reaction not too long ago where they talked about, it was either like Nebraska or something like that, where you're legally allowed to take your wife down to like the court building and like slap her. Like it's absolutely terrible if that's really a thing, but they were saying on there that it legally you're allowed to do that. Like stuff like that is just insane, like some of the laws that still exist in this country, or I say still exist as if they shouldn't exist, which the slap one definitely is, but it's just there's crazy laws out there, so it wouldn't put it past me if there was some law saying that these corporate apartments have to have empty bases, right? So that's why I like believed it when he said it, with him being a lawyer and everything. Which I guess, yeah, I don't know, but it also makes perfect sense with the way they said it in the comments, where it was just like a joking thing, like it's the law, but yeah. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it from me. I just can't wait for the next episode because I really want to see what Cliff says. I'm really worried for Jimmy. I really want it to go well. I hope it goes well. I hope they don't take their bias in of like being, because he's angry, right? Sometimes when you watch something in anger, you just want to hate it, right? I hope there's no like bias there of being like, well, it's good, but you still did this to us, so fuck you, But yeah, he was pissed, so I'm worried. But I can't wait to see the results. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed, as usual. Check my Patreon and all that. Link in the description, popping up on the screen. All that good stuff. You can see the rest of Better Call Saul right now. You don't have to wait, but I do, which sucks. But yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.